Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, today we are going to analyze the marking scheme or look closely into the marking scheme that is related to section 1 of paper 1, which is writing. Section 1, as we all know, that is directed writing. In directed writing, we know there can be letters, reports, speeches, there can be articles, account writing or brochure writing, leaflets. Mostly there are letters or reports or speeches. Anyway, in which you are always this is called directed writing because you are given directions. These are the three rubrics, these are the 3 points that you need to cover. And you also know that the total marks for directed writing is 30, and which has an weightage equivalent marks of 25. And you also know that you need to write 200 to 300 words on that. And we are going to see October November 2019. I will send you the document I've already sent you this, but I will be sending you the document again of the question paper. This is the marking scheme, we are analyzing it. And this is the letter that is given. First we will read the letter. Recently, 2 of our relatives who live abroad came to stay with your family for a week. This was very happy event for everyone. You decide to write to your aunt who lives in another city to tell her about the visit. Write your letter. You must include the following: who the relatives are and when they came to visit. What details about what you and your relatives did together during the visit. What your relative enjoyed most about their visit and why. Cover all 3 points above in detail. You should make your letter interesting and informative. Very important line. Interesting and informative. This is actually the appropriate register that is being told to you. This is what you need to focus. It should be interesting and informative. Start your letter. Informative for the aunt and maybe entertaining for you. Interesting for you. Start your letter, dear aunt. This is the salutations. Letters always have salutations, you know that. And remember to apply a suitable ending. You are writing to your aunt, so you can end like your loving nephew or your loving niece. So this is the letter. And before going to the marking scheme of this letter and looking closely into the marking scheme, the examiner's expectations, let's see it again. There are 5 W's for writing paper and R1 and R2 for the reading paper. So first let's go through again the 5 W's. These actually have previously there were 4 I told you, but in the recent attempts it has become 5. W1 is writing 1 is articulate, experience and express, that is thought, felt and imagined. So first of all the examiner will be these are the assessment objectives. So first of all the examiner will be judging you on the basis of W1, whether you are able to articulate, experience and express what is thought, felt and imagined. W2 sequence facts, ideas and opinions. This is actually the ideas or content point part of paper number 2, जिसमें आप content point लिखते हैं, ये W2 उसका है. Use range of appropriate vocabulary. This is for all writings. Use register appropriate to audience and context. You are writing to an aunt, so you should know how to write informally, what language you should use, what is the technique of writing formal and informal writing. I have given a lecture on that too. Make accurate spelling, punctuation and grammar. This is W5. Now this is the overall assessment objectives of writing paper. Now this is the letter, and now see the marking scheme. Here we go. Here it is. This is very important. Task fulfillment 15 marks. Usually we understand that the total marks are 15 for the task fulfillment and 15 for the language. Yes, that is true. But what do we usually think, that it's our misconception that 15 marks हमें मिल जाएंगे if we just cover the points. We think that if we have written 4 to 5 or 6 lines on 1 point or 1 rubric, we are going to get 15 marks. No, it is not like this. Fulfillment of task is much more than just covering the points. It includes these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to fall in the top band. Top band is very good, next band is good, then there will be some understanding, then partial understanding, misunderstanding, insufficient. So band goes on decreasing as the marks goes on decreasing, according to the expectations that the examiner has with you in order to give you the top grade. So fulfillment of the task का मतलब क्या है? Number one, very good understanding of the purpose. First of all, you should know कि what is the purpose. The purpose is to inform the aunt that the two of the cousins came, and the letter should be informative, and letter should be what else was that? Informative and interesting. Number two, clear awareness of the specific situation and audience. You are writing to your aunt, so you should know how to use the informal language. लेकिन इतनी भी informal ना हो कि बिल्कुल जैसे दोस्त को लिख रहे हैं. Definitely there is a relationship of respect with your aunt as well. Text type entirely appropriate. All required points developed in detail, fully amplified and well organized. Amplified का मतलब है कि उसको आपने extend किया है, पूरी तरह से explain किया है. Given information well used to justify personal opinion and interpretation. अब पता है रिपोर्ट्स में, लेटर्स में आपकी अपनी इंटरप्रिटेशंस भी, ओपिनियन भी मांगा जाता है. टोन एंड रजिस्टर entirely appropriate. Your tone is appropriate, register is appropriate. It means the letter is informative, the letter is interesting. So only if you cover these 6 you will be eligible for the 15 marks. Only by covering the points and only by writing the words on the 3 points will not be enough to fulfill the criteria of this. And if you do all these things in a very good manner, understanding of the purpose, clear awareness, entirely text type entirely appropriate, all required points developed in detail, well used, entirely, it means you satisfy the examiner to the fullest in all these areas, you will be eligible for 13 to 15 marks out of 15, which is for the fulfillment of the task. And as you keep on decreasing in these areas, as you keep on you can say disappointing the examiner in covering these things, the examiner keeps on bringing you down, and this is for fulfillment of the task. Next 15 marks, I have always told you, are for the language. And what does the language include? What are the expectations of the examiner in case of in regard to language? Highly accurate. If you want to fall in the 8 band, 14 to 15 marks, top पे आना चाहते हैं, it should be highly accurate writing apart from very occasional slips. I told you that occasional slips are allowed कि अगर 200 to 300 words हैं और उसमें एक दो अगर spelling mistakes if you have done, so they will not be penalized. Sentence structure is varied and with particular effects. Sentence structure means simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. It should be varied. All should not be in the simple. All sentences should not be simple. All sentences should not be compound. All sentences cannot be complex. So there should be a variation to give effects. Verb form largely correct and appropriate tenses consistently used. If you are writing a letter, something has happened in the past, you will write in the past tense. I will tell you always that when you write in one tense, keep on writing in that tense. Vocabulary wide and precise. Good vocabulary, I told you the right word in the right place is a good vocabulary. Punctuation accurate and helpful. Accurate भी हो और helpful भी हो, यानी कि आपको अपना meaning convey करने में easy हो. It should be easy for you to convey your meaning through your punctuation. Where to pause less, where to pause more, where to lay stress, right? Where to put the exclamation mark, where to ask the questions. Spelling accurate apart from very occasional slips. Paragraphs have unity, are linked and show evidence of planning. ये ना हो कि paragraphs में unity ना हो, you are hovering, पहले कुछ बता दिया, then you remember okay, something else had happened, you had forgotten to discuss that. No, planning is very important, so make sure that you plan it well. So if it is highly accurate, if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expectations, 6 criteria for language, 15 marks. If you fulfill them in a very good way, you will fall in 14 to 15. If in a good way, 12 to 13. If less than good, only satisfactory, you will fall 10 to 15. If you go below that, 8 to 9. If you keep going below, which I'm sure you won't, you can fall below to any band I don't want to name. So these are the things you need to keep in your mind for uh, the language part of directed writing. So there was a misconception that covering the points only means covering the points. No, it includes more than that. You should make the notes of these uh, analysis of the marking schemes that I'm teaching you these days, and the letter is here for your practice. Keep these points in mind whenever you write a letter. This letter you are going to write, keep these points in mind. Do the letter in your copies. That's it for now.